This is
The Handbag Husband.
the Handbag Husband.
International.
Yay. Bonjour. With some bag for people. Come on, walk. Something horseback. So today we are here in the Jardin des Tuileries, next to the Louvre in Paris, with the Parisian equivalent of, I guess, the mall walkers. Right as we move over to the mall before it opens up, just to do some walking. But today we wanted to do a topic that I think we think more and more about, especially as we've been doing the pied-à-terre stuff in our Hermèscapades, is thinking about, is the city, whichever one we happen to be in, is it safe to bring your quota bags to? That is Kelly, Constance, and Birkin. And I think today we wanted to cover what our thoughts are on Paris. Is Paris safe to bring those bags, or some nuances to where you may want to bring the bags, or which bags you want to bring? It's kind of a whole milieu of whether or not Paris is safe to bring your bags. 'Cause I know there's a lot of folks out there who have those questions. In fact, you and I both had these questions previously to come in, and maybe this will give a little bit more information to you all to make that decision. Now, before we get to that though, if you like these videos, if you like the Hermès conversation, if you like the Hermès milieu, and if you like the bag candy, and we're always going to try to bring you the most bag candy possible, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it does really help our channel grow. And of course, we are so thankful for that.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. But also because it means you will get notified when all of our Hermès, great Hermès, amazing Hermès, content
The bird
comes
agreed.
out. Yeah, it does. All right, so let's talk about our thoughts on whether or not Paris is safe for one's quota bags. All right, so let's talk about just kind of the general perceptions of Paris in general. I think the people are watching it doing duck fighting over here. They're rooting for one. All right, so let's talk about just kind of a general perception. I know before we came to visit about Paris, and that kind of springs a lot of those questions about, whether it is safe or not for quota bags. I think overall, the general perception is that Paris is safe for the types of crimes like violent crimes. Right, of course, it's a metropolitan space.
I mean, we come from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's more violent over there.
Well, the
for
safety
sure.
concerns are different, right?
Correct.
You're
correct.
concerned about, people literally like violent crimes by
Correct.
homeless people wandering the streets, randomly attacking people, which happens a lot in LA, versus getting pickpocketed, which almost never ever happens in LA because, you're never close enough to anyone to get pickpocketed, really. But also from the standpoint that Paris is a metropolitan city, so there is dangerous parts. But for us, we mainly stick to pretty much the touristy areas. I would imagine if you're working, you're going to go to different parts.
So we normally go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 15, 16.
The arrondissement.
That's
Yeah.
the area we normally go.
Yeah.
And sometimes we go to Montmartre.
And there's a few times where we've gone off outside of that tract, just kind of randomly, because we thought, we'll walk back from one place to another. And things did get a little
gamey.
But that is to be anticipated. We understand that there's a central area that is the cleanest, the most well-protected, the quote-unquote safest area to be. And that's generally where we stick to. Now, if you're
But-
doing business or you're doing other things, you might go to places that are not that. So, our advice is mainly from the perspective of tourists, who we are, touristi. I don't know what it is in French. Tourment? I don't know. Who stick to that area, and that's what we know most.
But I think there's both sides on that. Like, obviously, you get more police patrols during
Yes.
the tourist
And
area,
also,
but also the ratio of people who try to do something bad to tourists is more too, because they want to be in the area that tourists
and
are.
not even just tourists, though. Even here we saw broken windows, cars obviously getting broken into.
Sure.
We hear about people getting pickpocketed, especially in the metro where you are up close and personal with a lot of people.
My point is, your point, you're saying in the area tourists is more safe, but to me, it can be safe or it can be not, because the ratio of pickpockets is more, because more people, the ratio.
Yes.
pickpocket is
I
more.
think my point was more that the types of crimes happening here are different than the types of crimes happening out there.
Got it.
There's probably far less murders in the center of Paris compared to outside the center of Paris.
Okay.
Right? Or some of those areas that we wandered through by accident.
Yeah.
So pickpocket is probably way more here. There's probably way more pickpockets here in the central area than there are on the outskirts or other parts that we don't go to. But yes, that was my point on that. And realistically, the police presence here is pretty vast, right? We see people on motorbikes, we see people on mopeds, we see people in cars, we see people on horses, we see people on rollerblades as well in the past. And bicycles.
I guess come from the U.S. Do you have trust in the ability of European police?
The French ones, I do.
Okay.
You see them; they look like they're ready to for business.
Okay.
You know, some of the Italian ones.
No, because sometimes you heard
they're kind of like hanging out.
Sometimes you heard a story about like, oh, like we got pickpocketed, and then you report to the police, and then we're like, sorry, cannot do anything.
Well, so those things they may not be able to. I mean, there's just no practical way to track it down, right? You know, but it's not like. At least the things we've heard from London, not experience, because London's always been safe for us. But again, because we stick to those types of areas. But even like Mayfair and stuff is kind of crazy. But a side point is that I feel I have a lot of faith in the French police so far because they've always seemed to be like ready and present all over the place.
So by having that present there, we feel a little bit like better.
Well, yeah, I would imagine someone's less. I mean, is going to be less likely to do crime under the purview of a French police officer on a horse. Hey you guys, it's enough horsing around. something horseback. The Chevaliers. So that's our overall view. So let's talk about bringing bags, quota bags, and things like that before it starts dumping on us, which it might start here shortly. So I think overall, I think honestly, being here in Paris, again, being in Faubourg, being at Sèvres, being mostly the places we were at are within a stone throw of an Hermès boutique. That might have something to do with it, but you see people bringing all their Hermès bags out, all their quota bags come out. It really is freestyle. You can bring whatever you got, whether you are bringing a Constance, which is low profile and laid back, whether you're bringing a Croc that is 4 times the average salary of a French person. Everyone's rocking those out, and they don't seem concerned. Even while we were in line yesterday at FSH, we saw people with these kind of crazy, exotic, expensive bags, and it's not like they're getting dropped off by a security team. They just walked up from down the street. And you see that really wandering around a lot of the places in this area. Again, the Sèvres, around the Sèvres, like that Sèvres Babylon, or here in FSH. Again, I don't think that's everywhere in Paris, and I don't think that's the illusion, but realistically, you see a lot of people bringing whatever. You can bring the biggest bag you can as far as the most expensive, the most gregarious, the most lavish. And I think you can feel okay. So you do see people bringing pretty much, you know, it's open class, right? It's freestyle if you're a swimmer.
Like, I didn't feel any. I brought my Tokyo Kelly this time.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I need to like cover my bags.
That's right. Yeah.
Except for the rain, obviously.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like I need to like. Obviously, we always be careful. Like
yes.
I don't leave my Kelly. What's it called? The buckle.
Oh, the
open.
clochette. Yeah.
I don't leave it open. So
the buckle.
The buckle is always closed.
It's always clasped or whatever.
Yeah. I don't carelessly like put it somewhere else. It's always like on my crossbody, you know. So I don't feel.
I mean, one unique aspect of the Hermès bag is that you're not really. I'm considerably less concerned about people getting into the bag and taking things out of it than taking the bag itself.
Yeah.
So I think overall, would you say it's safe?
For some reason, I feel, you know, we did.
Where do you have concerns?
We did a video about is Spain safe?
Yes, that's right.
Because we went there during the summer. I feel like this trip of Paris feel a little bit more safe than Spain. And I don't know if it's because we are more familiar with Paris than
that's
Spain.
true. Yes.
You know, so we know we're going. I'm not saying that Spain was difficult to navigate throughout the city. It's very easy.
It was more unfamiliar though, for sure.
So I'm like, So when the question comes like, is Paris feel safe? It's like, yes, I feel comfortable. I know where we're going. I know exactly like which metro I'm gonna like, where is the entrance, exit of the metro, the system, you know, like, so maybe that's the reason why I feel more comfortable with Paris.
Yes.
I don't know, is it safe and less or more, but I feel very comfortable.
I also wonder if it has to do with two things. One would be the fact that it's slower in Paris right now. For whatever reason, it's not peak season, so there's not lots of people, which also means that the people who are lurking on the people who come here are not lurking because there's just not enough. There's not enough food to feed them, you know? So I wonder if that's it. We don't feel as cloistered. It's not as frenetic. It's not as busy overall. I also wonder if because it's the wintertime, I wonder if in the wintertime, you know, people with jackets, it's much more difficult to get close to people like that.
Last year we were here a little bit later than this during the winter.
Yeah.
It was really busy. It's busier than this. And if you remember, I think we saw some suspicious people in the metro. Do you remember that?
I do remember.
So
first time we even really recognized them as very suspicious people.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be just this week. I don't know what's going on this week, you know, because the boutiques are slower for sure. The metro are slower. Slower in the sense of like less tourists, less
foot
people.
Traffic. Yeah.
You see the ratios of locals. You see like way more locals, way more locals everywhere, like restaurants, metro, even at the park, right?
So I guess I would close down with what are the places what are the things that your considerations and concerns you still have, or in general when you go to Paris? Maybe not right now, but just overall, what are the main places where you, regardless of what it is, you think are concerns and safety areas that you emphasize in your mind when we think about bringing your quota bags here?
Obviously, the metro.
Yes.
Because we use
number
it very
one
often.
culprit. Yeah.
And Montmartre. I would not like the day that we went to Montmartre. I didn't bring my quota bag. So.
Yeah. Oh, go back to broken windows. Places with lots of like broken glass. Like after a Saturday night or a Sunday night, you'll see lots of like broken Heineken bottles or Stella Artois or whatever they are. Right. Those are the kind of places where you see people just hanging out and drinking, and you're kind of like, it could be sketchy, but we've seen a lot less of that as of late. But Montmartre is a place that is super cool. It's super artsy. But, you know, if you go down the wrong street or you go a couple extra blocks, you end up in some neighborhoods that could feel a little bit more uncomfortable. I think also restaurants, obviously. Anytime you're in a restaurant, especially when they're super duper crowded, that's when it's real easy for folks to...
Actually, no. I don't really mind restaurants because most of the time I have it with me.
Yes.
Either if there's no space at all, I would put right behind my legs.
Yeah. But I think you have extra concern in restaurants.
Oh, yeah. Yes, correct. Yeah. Because people come in and out all the time. So, yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Or if you're like at one of the bistro tables or something like that, and there's people literally walking by.
Always.
It's very easy
always on my lap or always under, right behind my legs.
Yeah.
But good thing about traveling with two people, like you and I will always let you know, here's my bags at. Where do I place my bag? So just to get another eyes, just to hey, be careful, it's over here.
So overall, Paris is safe for your quota bags? Oh man, it's starting to dump on her.
Yeah, it's safe.
Final verdict?
Safe. Bring it.
I think bring what you got, right?
So bag candies.
And we can see it, right?
Yes.
Maybe we'll get to look at it while it's passing by. All right, before we get too wet, Handbag Husband out.